listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hey everybody, my name is Brent Atwater. I'm the animal medium, and I also do looking inside your pets' bodies as an animal intuitive too. And our show is called Alive Again on PetLifeRadio.com. Do you know that you can send us your questions to Brent at PetLifeRadio.com? Now, interestingly enough, today's show is very special, and we're going to continue doing these shows because everybody is texting. And somebody said to me, Brent, do you know what texting is? Well, about 3 months ago, I went, no. Isn't that where everybody puts their head down and pops on their phone all the time? They went, yeah. And I said, well, I really don't want to do that. And they said, Brent, you want to learn to text. So I learned to be techno savvy, and I can text with the best of them now, except I got big fingers and sometimes I have to redo it, but the auto makes really funny words. So here's what we're going to be doing about once a month, or every now and then, depending upon our response. We're going to have shows where you text your question in to me. I will then read it and answer it on the show, and then you can hear it in the next episode. So we think that's pretty cool. Now, to get even more special, we're going to have a Portuguese version and a Spanish version. You're going, what? Yep. We're going to answer text questions in Portuguese and in Spanish, so that more people around the world will be able to learn about pet reincarnation, animal afterlife, and animal life after death. That's the whole idea, because we now have our books in Portuguese, Spanish, and French, and soon to be more translations, and we want to have shows for everyone. And I'm sure there are lots of folks out there who have questions. So right after this break, we're going to bring in our translator, Root, and we'll give you an example of how our Portuguese version will go. Be right back. Listen to those sponsors.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Yuppie Puppy City Kitty provides pet lovers an opportunity to earn up to 50% commission selling our premium pet products. Advocate Gina Brick says, the opportunity to share such a quality product line with other pet lovers is amazing. The support of the Yuppie Puppy City Kitty family while working the business is a true gift. Mention special code PETLIFE when you enroll today and receive 3 additional products free. Find us at www.ypckpets.com. That's ypckpets.com.
It's hard to find time for your furry family member. That's where Camp Bow Wow comes in. All-day play and overnight camp, daycare and boarding for dogs. Everything is included. Large play areas for fun and exercise. Spacious cabins, comfy cots, even live camper cams to watch from a computer or smartphone. Camp Bow Wow offers the best care and is the place to go where a dog can be a dog. For locations and more information, visit campbowwow.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
We're back, and I'm really excited about this because I hope we can pull this off, because we'll be able to heal more hearts around the globe. And that way, our pain from pet loss is turned into a purpose to help other people heal. Now, if you want to know about Root, our translator, or Karina, our Spanish translator, you can go on my website and look under our team. And that will tell you that Root's pet, and she will speak to us in English to say this, Kiko brought us to her and her to us. And we feel very blessed that she is multilingual and is going to help us. How are you today, Root?
I am doing good. Thank you. And you?
Well, I think I'm doing okay. I'm nervous about this, but it'll be all right. And Root also, her last name is Fabello, and she also has a spot on our website that you can ask her questions in Portuguese, and then she'll get them over to me, and then we'll also be able to use them on our show. So, if you will read the first question we have today from I believe you said we have 2 questions from a Portuguese individual, and I'll let you read the question, and then translate it for me, please.
Ok. A pergunta de hoje vem de Altais e pergunta: é possível os animais desencarnados ficarem perto dos seus donos? And now I'll translate. Our question for today comes from Altais, and she's asking if it's possible for the disembodied animals to stay close to their owners.
The answer would be yes.
A resposta seria sim,
Because the animal only leaves its fursuit
porque o animal só deixa o seu primeiro fato
and its living energy is right there with you immediately after it leaves its fursuit.
e é energia viva assim que sai do seu primeiro fato e está ao seu lado.
Always know they are right there to be with you,
Saiba-se que eles estão sempre prontos a estar ao seu lado
the minute they vacate their body.
no minuto em que eles deixarem o seu corpo.
So celebrate their living energy and begin your new journey.
Por isso, celebre a sua nova energia e embrace a sua nova jornada.
Okay, well, I think we made it through that one, and I don't know what she said, but I hope y'all do. Okay, and our second question is, God bless Ruth on this. And the second part of the question was?
E os seus irmãos serão capazes de o ver. And she's asking if the brothers and sisters can see him.
Yes.
Sim,
Animals live by their intuitive instincts,
os animais vivem pela sua intuição de sentido.
and therefore they can sense
E por isso eles podem sentir
the living energy of the pet on the other side.
a energia viva dos animais que estão do outro lado.
That's why oftentimes you'll see pets playing with an imaginary friend.
É por isso que às vezes vê os seus animais brincarem com amigos imaginários.
So we want to thank her for her question,
Nós queremos agradecer a Altais pela sua pergunta
and we'll look forward to our Portuguese-speaking friends sending us more questions for our Portuguese show.
e esperemos que continuamos a receber perguntas dos nossos membros e que possamos ajudá-los.
Wow, I don't know what she said, but I sure know that I appreciate Ruth Fabello asking and our questions for us and then translating my Southernese, because you know they say that Southern is a language all by itself. So hold on, y'all. Listen to our sponsor, and then we'll get back to the American English. See you on the other side.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
My golden retriever, Sundance, is a lot more playful now. She has more pep and energy than I've seen in years.
Tons of energy. Petey is having fun again. He's got a shiny coat and a good healthy weight.
Molly's been having 4 scoops a day. She pushes her little bowl all the way across the room, emptying every last single crumb. She has slimmed down and gotten this puppy look.
She's got life. She's got energy. She's got stuff to give.
We get asked all the time when we're at shows, how do you get your dog so healthy and shiny and glossy?
DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000.
The omega-3 fatty acids, flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
Family will be on Dinovite for the rest of his life.
Just feed your dog right. Use Dinovite. If it's working, don't quit.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
Begging to hear more of your favorite show? Full episodes of all our shows are available on demand. Go to PetLifeRadio.com to fetch our entire lineup of Possum Pet podcasts. Also, dig us up in iHeartRadio Talk and iTunes. Let's talk pets. Live and on demand only from Pet Life Radio.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
We're back. I am really excited about this Portuguese and Spanish thing, and if any of you've got ideas, please share them with us, because we're trying to expand our reach in the world so that we can take the pain of pet loss and make it into a purpose of healing hearts. And I have here a whole plethora, that's a bunch of in Southern, text messages from folks, and I really appreciate it. So watch now on our Facebook pages, and especially on our Pet Life Radio page on Facebook, where we will be announcing our next texting question event, and also on my Facebook page. Now, if you're new to all this, we have a Facebook page, Brent Atwater, Pet Loss, etc. We have a Pet Life Radio Brent Atwater page for our show, and you can check us out on YouTube, where we have lots and lots and lots of videos over there. And we tell you to come see our show, which we have 24/7 podcast here that'll help heal your heart. And the most important thing, I think, is I get loads of emails saying, I listen to these podcasts 24/7 and it got me through in the hours after my pet's death. And I really think that's what we want to help you do. And we appreciate you telling us how these shows have affected your heart. So now we're answering questions because you can text from anywhere. And here's the first one. Could a cardinal be a sign of a pet visiting you? Yep. Animals in nature are used by living energy on the other side, i.e. pets who have vacated their fursuit, to let you know, Mom, I'm okay. I had a dog the other day named Julie, and you'll see this in our Amazon review of the book, After Death Signs from Pets, Afterlife, and Animals in Heaven. That's a great book because we have the techniques so you'll know how to ask signs to get your pet to respond. And so far, we've had everybody just raving about the fact that you can learn to connect to your pet. Even if you can't communicate with it, you can connect with it. Animal communication and animal connection is two different things. So, when this person asked, she said, you know, we don't have any cardinals around, haven't seen any in a year, and her dog was this precious Wheaten Terrier. And she said, Julie, if you're alive and well, would you give me a sign as a cardinal, because that's my favorite bird, in the next 3 days? And lo and behold, she was walking down her steps in the middle of winter, and there sat this big old red cardinal. And she said she just stopped on the steps and gasped, and she said, this stuff is real. I wanted it to be real, but wow. This stuff is really real. And there's a cardinal. And she said it made her smile and her heart just sang. Because for the first time since Julie's death, which she was a precious Wheaten Terrier, she was able to sense that the other side was real and listening and connected to her. So if you'd like to see this story, it's on my Amazon review and you can see her whole story there. But yes, cardinals are signs from the other side. We had a girl here named Christine, and her dog Winnie always set cardinals at her windows looking at her, and she knew it was Winnie. So in her book, After Death Signs from Pet Afterlife and Animals in Heaven, there's a whole section about cardinals and nature being a vehicle for pets who vacated their fursuit to send you a sign on the other side. Thanks so very much for this question. I certainly appreciate it. All right, now we'll move on to the next one. Okay. Here's a question from Nella, and the question is, what is the reason for removing shoes before reciting the protection prayer? Well, energy flows from the earth up through your feet and into your body. And when you wear rubber-soled tennis shoes, it's like putting it's like putting your finger in a fish tank aquarium filter. It stops the flow of energy. Because if you think about it, what is around every electric cord? And what is around every electric cord is a rubber coating. And that coating stops the electricity from getting to you. Well, when you're wanting to connect electromagnetically to the other side, you really want that energy to come through you from the earth who filters it into your body so that you can have a better, truer connection. And that's why you don't want to wear tennis shoes, because the rubber from tennis shoes stops you having a pure and a filtrated energy connection that is a completely balanced connection. And you're going, well, what does this mean? Well, in my book, Medical Intuitive, you'll see energy comes in your receiving side. It comes in your right side, up through your chakras, up through your head, makes a loop into the heavens, comes back down through your chakras, out your left leg, makes a loop down from the earth, and comes back in you. So it makes an infinite sign of 8. And that is literally the flow pattern of when you're in the flow of the natural energy, so you can receive the most and give the most energy. That's the pattern you want, that figure 8 energy coming in from the earth, going out through your crown chakra, being filtered in the heavens, receiving it, coming down through your body, going out your left leg, being filtered through by the grounding earth, and coming back up again. It's a figure 8 pattern. And that is the most balanced pattern in which you will receive the most information. So thank you, Nello, and I hope that answers your questions. Remember, tennis shoes cut the energy. All righty. Let's go to our next question here. What are the most common reasons for receiving less signs from a deceased pet? All right. Number 1, you're grieving too hard, when you're crying, that energy pushes away. Okay? And when it pushes away, think about it as staccato energy, then the pet on the other side is trying to come in, and that's sort of like swimming upstream. So the more relaxed you are, and the more loose you are, I guess you would say, not like having 4 or 5 glasses of wine or knocking down a couple of, whatevers to relax. The more naturally relaxed you are, then it's more easy for a pet to send you sign. Another reason is because you just don't believe it. Sort of like the story I told before. This girl says, well, I know my dog's the other side. I know she can talk to me, but I'm not really sure I can believe that. And you go, yep, you really ought to go listen to that. And you go, I'm not sure. Well, look, if you can't believe in yourself, believe in your pet. The red cardinal. So, one of the most common reasons is you really don't believe it. So get hold of yourself, jump over the speed bump in your mind, and just consider that it's real. Because if you'll just consider it, then your pet's not sitting on the other side going, yep, I got to honor her free will choice. She don't want to hear anything from me, so I guess I got to be quiet about it. So you don't hear anything. But if you say, well, I'll consider listening to my pet just in case that stuff they talk about hearing from your other pet and getting signs is true, then your pet goes, woohoo! Now I can send signs to mom and honor her free will choice. So, a common sign, you don't believe it and you don't really buy into it. Well, just create a window then and let your pet honor your free will choice and come through that window. Another reason is you feel that you have to wait for the pet to rest or be healed on the other side. Wrong. The nanosecond your pet leaves its fursuit, fin suit, or feathered suit, or ferret suit, or scaled suit, or bug suit, like a little arachnid, then they're able to talk to you too. So, sometimes it's you putting a time frame on your pet that your pet doesn't have. Because as an animal medium, I look at and see and talk with pets as they're being euthanized medically, as they're pulling out of their fursuit, as they cross the death line, and as they turn into sparkler form. So before you say it's your pet, you might want to look at yourself. Because most of the time it's the human and not the pet. Okay. Thanks. That was a really good question. All right. Next question. Got a whole bunch of them here. I'm just sort of scrolling down. This is fun. I like this new tech stuff, so y'all send them on. Okay. If you have a comeback kid, and that's a reincarnated pet, that's literally animal life after death because they do return. And we have a whole book on that called Animal Reincarnation if you want to learn about it. And again, go over to my YouTube. Subscribe over there. We're turning out 3 videos a week over there telling you about animal connection techniques, animal communication techniques, pet loss, answering all sorts of questions over there. So we've got over 100 videos archived answering questions. So between this radio show, texting questions, and mailing me your questions, Brent@PetLifeRadio.com and YouTube, I think there's a lot of free resources for you to be able to learn a lot about your pet on the other side. All right. So if the comeback kid is on Earth, can you still receive signs from them? Yep. And you go, wow, how is that possible if their energy is in an Earth body? Just like I can send a telepathic thought to you, they can send a telepathic thought. Or just like, you remember Uri Geller who could bend spoons? He used his mind to bend a spoon while he was alive on Earth and you still watched it affect the spoon. Well, a pet can use its energy to rattle a food bowl or to knock a picture off if they know how to do that, and most pets do. So yes. Now, can they send you signs if you haven't found them as a reincarnated pet? Hey, you need to listen to our next radio show. Our next radio show is going to be what animal communicators tell you that's not right. So I'm going to answer that question over there. Okay. We have one more question, and then we're going to close this show, and we appreciate he's from Florida, so I appreciate that. Nello's question about the tennis shoes was from Japan. Pretty cool, huh? So we have people from all over the globe in our Facebook pet group. Join us over there. It's a buffet of subjects, and we ask a lot of those folks to be on our radio show, and they provide a lot of questions because, pain from pet loss is the same. It's universal all over the world. And we really appreciate having this opportunity to answer your questions live, whether they're texted or you're on our show or you send them to our YouTube, because that's what we do. We try to help you. All right. Next question here. Is it likely that a species is going to come back as the same breed with the same markings? Well, here's what's important to know about that. A pet will return to you, as we call them, a comeback kid, which is a reincarnated pet. And for those of you who are listening, go, I don't believe in that stuff. That's okay. The belief is only 6,000 years old. All you need to do is open your mind to it. Doesn't mean your pet's coming back. Only 30 to 40% of pets do come back. So, hey, you can be in the happy 60% that doesn't have that occur if it scares you. But for those who believe in pet reincarnation, the pet will come back in the most appropriate form for the next part of the journey with you. Now, we have a girl in our group, Diane, who has a beautiful collie named Starlight, and she came back just almost marked to the nth degree, like her Princess Rose. And then Friend, my dog, came back with a bee on his bottom because I was a little slow in being able to realize he was a reincarnated pet. We have cats that come back as bunnies, ask Lisa Nuzzy. We have birds that come back as Jack Russell Terriers. I mean, your pet will choose the most appropriate form to continue the journey with you. And that's the most important thing. So don't be looking for, well, that's a comeback kid because it looks exactly like my old dog. Might not be at all. Or you can say, look at that ferret. It's the cutest thing. It's got markings just like my previous ferret did. Wrong. And the bunny might not come back as the same bunny markings at all. Because here's what's really important for you to know. Did you ever think that just maybe they want to come back and try a different fursuit? I mean, I had a cat that said to me, I'm coming back as a yellow and striped tiger kitty. The owner went, no, you can't do that. I only like tuxedo kitties. Cat said, you want me to come back or not? The owner said, okay, I'd like you to come back. So I asked the cat, why do you want to come back? If you know your mom likes a tuxedo kitty, why are you coming in a yellow and white suit? He said, because I want to. I want to come back and see what it feels like to be in a short-haired, striker-typed, suit. Makes sense. So just like women try different hairstyles, men try different shoes, and people dress differently every day, your pet might want to try something different, and they have the ability to choose even a different body to come back in. But the fact is this. The body is chosen with the appropriateness of how it's going to serve them best for the two of you to be on the next section of your learning journey. We thank you so much today for listening. I hope you've enjoyed our Text the Question In. If you did, please let us know because we're going to continue this. We're also, remember, going to be having a Spanish and a Portuguese version. I invite you to read my book, After Death Signs, From Pet Afterlife and Animals in Heaven. It'll teach you how to connect with your pet on the other side and tell you why it's real and give you like 289 pages of examples from people all over the world. And listen to our podcast. They're here for you to help heal your heart. And if you have a question, send it to me. Thanks for listening today. I'll look forward to seeing you next week, and see us over at YouTube in between. We're doing 3 shows a week, and over here, about 1 a week or more. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye-bye.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.